Hey folks, Remo here, and I'm back with another look at the progress I've made on the Tassie trail and map this week so far. In this video, I'm going to give you guys a bit of a look at a few of the adjustments I've made, like the Climbese waterfall crossing. I've adjusted progress on the $1,000 track, and a few other things like that I've been working on so far. And after we go through a few of those little things, we will have a look at some of the new stuff that I've been working on that you guys are going to see in the update this week when I drop it. As far as which day I'm going to release the update, I'm not totally sure at this point. I still have a few more things I want to complete on the map before I pass it over to you guys, so I will give you an update a little bit later on, but I'm thinking probably midweek, and then with any luck it can get through the approval process if we're as lucky as we are the first time, and you guys should be able to play it for the weekend. So the first place we're going to look at is the Climbese track, so let's head over that way. Now I've spent a fair bit of time this week adjusting the track along here. Basically, I made it quite a bit harder to actually climb up, and it has significantly more lean towards the edge of the cliff with some deeper ruts. So it's really going to be a lot more challenging to get up and through it, which is what you guys were looking for. I had a few comments this week that relayed that it was a little bit easy, and I 100% agree. Now we'll see how this one goes over. I may readjust it again after. Just let me know when you guys are running through it if it's too easy, too hard, or if we actually hit the spot this time. Now I've also added quite a bit of rutting and rock climbs and really tweaked the road on the way up to the Climbese track there, so there's going to be a lot more to see. It's going to be a lot tougher drive than you guys saw at first, and just a lot more ambience. It should look a little bit more realistic along that whole trail, getting you up to the top of the hill. So I hope you guys enjoy what I've added there, and I guess now let's head over and we'll have a look at another spot that I've been working on this week. So I got a suggestion that I should make a bit of a rock ledge that we can run to get around the edge of the beach where it ends and meets the rock cliff. So what you see here is my first little attempt at making one. I know there's one on two corners of the map, so getting around these cliffs is going to be something that you're going to need to do occasionally. I'm definitely trying to make this a pretty challenging little option to get around the cliff edges. There is going to be a chicken out route that can go up around and through the forest. It's going to be a lot longer to get around that corner, but I'm sure most of you guys will go for the tougher, maybe end up in the ocean kind of route. So as far as the progress on the $1,000 track, I've got it mostly finished now, and it's all the way down and hooks up to another trail along the river. I narrowed the roads down quite a bit to make it a much tighter trail, and I've done the same with the bog holes. They're more of a one path through. It was another suggestion some of you guys gave me, was there's typically not a lot of room in there, so there's more or less only one or two lines to get through something. So I've kind of tried to go with that theme on most of the bog holes in the $1,000 track run. You won't get through this without a couple scratches on your rig if I had to explain it now. It's a lot tighter, a lot more logs, as you can see. There's just hopefully it's a little bit closer to what you're seeing in real life. I also noticed that there seems to be a little bit of pine tree in the forest around on most of those videos, so I've added a few pine trees. I'm not making it a ton, but they're quite a bit bigger than the other trees, so I'm hoping it kind of gives it that look too. But let me know if I'm out in left field on that one. I'm not totally sure. It's hard to tell through some of the YouTube videos, but it definitely looks like there's a bit of pine tree action in those forests, so I'm hoping to add that in to give it a little bit more realism. And about the only other thing I really spent time fixing up was adding some mud and wetness to the beach, making it look a little bit more realistic. So not super deep mud, although I do plan on adding, I've heard them talk quite a bit about the quicksand that you can find over on the Tassie beaches. So I'm going to add some spots that will eat your truck if you slow down too long, but don't think it's going to be real heavy deep mudding. It's just more a bit of ambience and realism, because once you get along the beach, it is going to be a little bit softer and you're going to have a bit of mud, sand, mud flying, but we do the best we can with what we got in Snowrunner here. Alright, so on to what we have new coming. Now I will admit that I have spent quite a bit of time working on some of the stuff you've already seen in the first release to make the trails a lot more realistic and a lot more fun, but I have got to some new stuff that you guys are going to get to play on when I release it this week. I'm starting on a little camping area along the lake that you can find over by the sand dunes, which was suggested by another viewer out there. I think it's a great spot for a campground, and it's a bit of a tour to get over there and take a break and a load off. I've also really tried to concentrate on adding trails along all the rivers, and basically an attempt to connect all the different spots I've finished for you guys together so you can traverse between all the finished areas without running over just flat open grass that I haven't touched yet. So there should be a lot more flow to the whole thing when you guys get this new update. Not anywhere near finished, but at least I have a little bit more trail that you guys can go from one side to the other without kind of losing the immersion of just showing up in a big field with just a kind of flat looking hill that you run into right now. I have finished up one of the large mountaintop runs, and I'm going to add in a trail that's going to lead you up and over this. So basically I wanted to give you guys a place to play around and do a little bit of rock crawling, and if you get up to the top, you're going to be rewarded with a fantastic view. This map is going to end up with a lot of great views. I imagine most of the watchtowers will end up on the top of these mountains, so really I'm going to have, most of them should have one trail up, but I'm going to try and leave areas around the mountain that will allow you guys to pick your own routes and do some real off-road running and try to find the best way or the most challenging way up there. So that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. Again, like I said, I'm really hoping to release this update sometime midweek, depending on how well it goes. I've been a little bit busy the last week, so I didn't get nearly as much done as I had hoped, but there's still some new stuff for you guys, and I want to keep with that weekly schedule as much as I can and not let you guys down that way. So look for an update sometime this week, hopefully with enough time to get through console approval. It was really awesome to see it get through so quick the first time last week, so let's hope it keeps up with that. Anyways guys, as always, appreciate you hanging around and listening to me ramble about these maps. Appreciate all the support from you guys, and we'll talk to you all again real soon. Have a good one.